Hey, everybody, welcome to day 15 of Hearing God Practically. Today, tomorrow, and the next day, we're going to talk about some of the most important teaching that I know to give around how to get unstuck and how to move forward in connection with God. You may have heard God's voice a million times through all kinds of different ways, especially in the still small voice area, but we all have those moments where we just don't feel connected. What do? Well, my go-to is forgiveness. Forgiveness is like the air we breathe, it's the path we trod as people following the way of Jesus, because your life is one of being forgiven. So, in that place of finding out who you are as a child of God who's been forgiven of all things, all the brokenness in your life, all the ways that you've relied upon yourself and other things rather than God, all the ways that you've messed it up, the gospel is you're forgiven fully. So, living the gospel would be that you are forgiving. Just as you've been forgiven, just as you've been loved, so you now are free to love, you've been forgiven, so you can forgive. What does it look like practically? Today, I want you to ask Jesus this question. Jesus, would it benefit me to forgive anybody? Pay attention to who comes up. It may be somebody that you don't expect. It may be for something that's minor that you didn't even see as an offense that you were holding against them. That's a great place to start. It doesn't have to be something huge. You may be the person that comes to your mind. When you ask Jesus, he may say, you need to forgive yourself. So the question that you're going to ask next after you ask Jesus, would it benefit me to forgive anybody, is, Jesus, help me make a list of what this person owes me, whether real or just perceived. What do I mean by just perceived? I mean, they may not have meant to hurt you, but you took it hard. That's still something, it's still an offense you need to work out with God. We're talking here about forgiveness between you and God, getting right in your spirit and letting go of offense towards other people. I'm not talking about going to the person. That's reconciliation. That's something else. It's important, but it's not what I'm talking about around getting unstuck today. I'm talking about you doing business with God in your own heart. It may not be something you ever share with anyone, but it's important that if you're holding something against someone, that God shows it to you and allows you to put that debt that they owe you, real or perceived, onto his shoulders. We're going to talk about that more tomorrow, how to do that and how to forgive yourself. Today, Jesus, who would it benefit me to forgive? And Jesus, help me make a list of any debts that they owe me, real or perceived. Tomorrow, we'll talk about taking that and putting it onto Jesus' shoulders. He paid the debt already. So holding someone else responsible for it is only blocking the payment that he already made for you to live from. See you tomorrow on day 16.